doing Scandinavians today, so yeah, let's continue. And a6. Let's see if he has something better to come up with than Mr. Joden Fanforest. Or Alireza for that matter. Who's also not impressive. I think he's played a bit too passively here. Now I should have a perfectly satisfactory position. Not a better position, but a satisfactory one. It's all you really can ask for, right? Okay. Let me try some trickery. No, okay, that was nonsense. I was gonna go DC and then Queen C7 with the idea of C6, Knight E5, FE5, I have Queen E5, then Bishop D4, Bishop C5, and if take on B7, I would have had something else. Take on B7, Rook D8, and so on. Maybe not so clear, but yeah, I don't think it really worked. Like you could just have gone B4 and protected the pawn there. So I would have had to take back on C5 instead, but then I would have had to exchange queens, which I was not too crazy about. Well, here we go. I win a pawn, and I have a huge positional advantage as well. So things are no. I actually didn't realize that this move protects his bishop on e3. Wow. My queen is trapped. Queen f5 loses to g4. So, yeah, I gotta give up the queen. Wow, that was not impressive. And is this guy, for all of his poor positional play, am I really just gonna gift him a win? That is sad. I'm gonna try, of course. Ooh. First, tiny bit of hope. And some more hope. No, this pin cannot be broken. Why is he playing so quickly and confidently? I mean, dude, you just blundered a knight. Aren't you the least bit upset about that? Okay, so he's probably winning that pawn. I guess I can try. Rook b8, queen a7, rook e8 back, then he goes queen a4, and there's nothing I can do. Okay. I would have wanted rook a8, but then he takes it, and there's no way I can win that, so I have to try and hustle him here instead. Hoping for like queen b2 or queen d2, then I would have gone rook d8, a8, and win a pawn. But now he's still blundering a pawn, so I think I'm gonna win this one still. No, he hasn't blundered a pawn. He's got queen f1 now. It's clever. I actually still blundered a pawn. I go king g8 and he cannot prevent rook h1 winning the pawn. But now I feel like I'm gonna win it. Practically speaking, with the time situation and everything, it's a win. h5. That he's not going to stop that pawn. Rook f4. It's so nice to have such a safe king. And h2. There's no perpetual after queen f4. I go here and then I go to h7. And after queen f6 I would have put the queen on f5 with via e4 with check. Okay. Moral of the story. Don't give up, even when you're a queen down for just a rook. So I said I was going to accept last pawn's challenge earlier, and now I have. So there you go. Let me try the queen's gambit. Gives me a pawn, and I'm going to take it. No, you shouldn't do that. Last pawn standing. Yeah, e3 is not good when you've already played g3. c5 was perhaps a bit sloppy. I'm gonna exchange queens. Why not? Give him the illusion that he's gonna make a draw in this ending, which you are not, even if you play to the last pawn standing. Castles is not gonna be any fun. Knight c6, eyeing knight e5, and he's gonna have to make more concessions like f4 or bishop e5, b5, giving up the bishop pair, which you're never happy to do. Now his only move is bishop b5. No, this is no good. I can at the very least win an exchange, but I feel like there may be more in the position. Yeah, who cares? I want the exchange. Then I start going with the other knight. Asking him for one more dance. Keeping it simple, exchanging pieces, an exchange and a pawn up. Yeah. Not too much to talk about here. But let's see if I can show some half-decent technique. Nah, I shouldn't take it, giving him more space. Rook d8 if he takes, bishop f3. Got the threat of rook c3 and mate. And here his knight has nowhere to go. Let's go back. Then I win another pawn. And yeah, I can go rook c1. That's a bit dull though. I'm gonna go rook d2 instead. If he takes on c8, it's mate. Oh. Okay, I'll have to take. That was dumb. Moral of the story is never refuse to win a free piece when you can. It's always a good idea. Don't try to be too fancy. But I'm not gonna get punished for my sins. I still have an exchange, and I'm also a bunch of pawns up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pawns up. Let me see if I can get all of his pawns. I can be the sadistic type sometimes. And he's gonna play to mate, apparently. Which is fair. No, he lost on time. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna play a few more. Feeling a bit tired at this point. Chess Warrior 04. Abdusattorov. Wow. So 04 is his birth year. Another very strong young talent. Let's see if he's got something against the Scandinavian. I've gotten such good positions in this line that I simply cannot stop. He's gone h3 as well. Clearly that is what the young guys do. Well, he's not protected. Against b5 at the very least. Okay. This makes, I guess, a lot more sense. Queen d5, why not? Don't want to simplify the game. And then I do simplify on the very next move. But I want to simplify on my terms. I like this, slightly improving my pawn structure. And I have to say I quite like my position. Very flexible. Unless this move just ruins everything. I'm not sure it does. Rook g8. Trying to play dynamic chess. AB. AB I can go rook g2. I don't see why I cannot, but I can also go AB. Bishop e5, king e7, rook a8, bishop a8. Doesn't look bad at all. Rook g2. There is knight d2. Knight h4. I actually don't see why it doesn't work, but okay. Knight d2, it's a funny little perpetual check with rook f2, king f2, queen g2, king e3, queen g5. But I want something more, don't I? Have I got it? That's the question. AB now, then yeah, AB, he's got bishop e, rook e8, bishop a8, bishop e4, so I don't think I can do that. I don't think like I can morally allow myself to just take the perpetual. Oh yeah, I have to. Nah, I'm not gonna do it. Taking on d4 and hoping for the best. Takes everything on a6, f2 is hanging, and d2 will be made, so you cannot do that. But it feels very, very shaky what I'm doing. Knight b3, queen f4. I'm not so sure about knight b3. Now he's got nothing. Unfortunately, I have little time. That's the one thing that could become a problem here. But my position is winning. I can say with absolute confidence now. Bishop f3 is a huge threat. I think you should go bishop b5 followed by queen d2. Try to grovel. Okay, let me just win a pawn. Should all be fairly simple from here. King is very safe. Take h3, why not? I'm a bit short of time. And you lost some time. Wow. Well, I thought it was a nice, complicated game. Okay, I thought I saw another Grandmaster. When I beat one, I'm thinking that I can beat another. Dresser. I think I played Dresser before. Cristobal Henriquez. I think he beat somebody in the Banter Blitz Cup. Don't remember who. But I'm sure he beat somebody. So this time I'm going with Trumpovsky, transposing to some kind of pretty standard Torah stuff. Obviously quite harmless, but nevertheless playable. I don't know if this f4 move is any good. I pretty much just came up with that right now. But we'll see how he responds. So queen f3, the idea of that is obviously to deter him from going for an early knight e4. He goes with the knight to g6. Apparently he's intending to castle queenside later on. Interesting choice, not necessarily bad at all. h4, I think you should maybe go h5 now. Huh. Yeah, now I'm gonna castle queenside. e4. I don't care one bit about that pawn on h4. You can have it. He doesn't want to have it. I'm not sure I had anything concrete there. I was just bluffing. But one of the perks of being me. You can bluff people, because people have so much respect. Queen f7, this looks pretty nice. No convenient way of defending g7. And all looking rosy, hunky-dory, etc, etc. Knight h7 is probably the best chance, but yeah, this is just positionally hopeless for him. Take g7. After rook g8, I don't go queen h6 because of knight g5. I just go back. Knight f4, protecting g2, activating the knight. Now, oh, I was going to say knight g6, but that's not the one that's pinned. Okay. No need to overcomplicate this. Should I be putting my pieces really? I want to go. I want to do this. I want to bring the knight to e3. Just win technically. Nice and easy. Oh, I had knight h5 there already. Maybe I don't. Take everything. Takes on g3, rook d8. I don't want to allow that. Making some random move instead. Guess I'm not doing this too impressively. But my position is still so much better that I don't think it's gonna matter. I have to say this guy is fighting extremely well. From a very, very bad position. But it's not going to be enough. But he's doing very well. I can understand why he won his match in the Banter Blitz Cup. Yeah. Okay. But he played very well at some point, but unfortunately for him, I had way too big an advantage to that I could squander it. Okay, let me see once again, just a few more. Okay. Chukan from Uruguay. Going on a tour of South America now. I played Argentinian, Chilean, and now an Uruguayan player today. Okay, standard English. Really? F6? Should go F5. It's probably a mouse slip, I would say. Guys. Now there is a serious hole on e6. Trying to induce h6 because that would have weakened g6 as well. This, now I'm really looking for a knockout blow already. And I think this one is pretty convincing. Yeah, let's take on e7. He just has too many weak squares in his camp. Take on c7, g5, but I got knight f to d5, bishop d5, winning a queen. I think it was a case of ambition without ammunition on his part. He wants to push those pawns, but okay, let me have a rematch with the real Slim Chuck Norris. I think I made a draw against the real Slim Chuck Norris earlier on in some kind of some very complicated game. Maybe I'm mixing up with somebody else. Let me try the same thing that I did in an earlier game, but you should go e3 instead of bishop b2. At least that's what I was taught. That in this case, black gets a comfortable position. Playing quickly, like pretending that I know stuff, which I actually don't. But knight d4. It's a bit tricky. Stuff it, we're here to have fun. Thinking of knight d5, bishop d4, knight f4, bishop h5, king e7. Well, what I can say about that line is that it's not convincing. Oh. Now I scrolled again. I'm not supposed to scroll. But I think that was messed up already, so who cares? Take. That was dull. I wanted him to really go for it there. I suppose he has good compensation here, but it's a bit boring, no? Maybe he has very good compensation. I think he has very good compensation. Oh boy. Am I going to be on the wrong end of a miniature here? I cannot think anymore. Play simple chess, castles, queen d3 can always be met with queen h5 check, so I have to try and castle myself, but it looks dubious, very, very dubious. But maybe I can sort of survive. At least it's not so easy to find solutions in a short amount of time. Okay. Bishop b5? Is there some simple refutation? I don't see it. Takes, rook d1, king c8, rook c1, bishop 6. And to my eyes, it looks like I'm keeping my head afloat. Queen d2, then king c8 is bad because of queen a5, but I got king e8. It doesn't seem to be a disaster. He can go bishop g7, trying to simplify here, but then I go bishop c4, and I should not complain. In general, if I get rid of this pesky knight, then I'm not too unhappy. Queen a5. Yeah, but this is okay. b6, I guess. Queen b5. Well, I have... I'm simply consolidating as far as I can see. Well, I have a6. Opportunity to play a6 while I can, no? Nah. Okay. At least I shouldn't think long about it. That's the one thing, that's for sure. I think he has to trade. This should be a win. Why did I do that? Okay, this is easily winning. I have plenty of time to win here, so yeah, I got my revenge. Last time was a draw in a pretty insane game, but now it's the next Carlsen 2008, but fortunately that was a 5-minute game, so okay. A Grandmaster Srinath Narayanan. It's a very good player actually. Apparently hasn't played a lot of Blitz to have such a low rating, but sure, by now people are preparing for the Scandinavian. H3? Is this some kind of joke that everybody's doing H3? Because it's not obvious to me that the move is so great. And if the move is not that great, why is everybody doing it? Maybe the move is great and people are just not... if the move is not great, then why are people doing it? Maybe people are... they're not managing to prove why it's great. Ooh, 92. That doesn't impress me much. Got a nice way of losing here. Queen b4, c3. What am I talking about? I thought knight d3 was trapping the queen, but I have queen a3. But anyway, that wasn't convincing, so... yeah. Let me try and have some fun. Knight f7, I'm gonna go queen f6, knight h8, knight f4, takes everything, and who knows what's happening. Truth is, I'm probably lost after queen h5, g6 takes, long castles. Eh. It looked fun at the very least. But now I'm just winning a pawn. You gotta go for it, mister. Otherwise you're gonna be left with nothing. Now he's just lost. Pawn down, no compensation. Such a pleasant position now. Everything so pleasant now. He's trying to create a counterplay, but I don't know where it is. C4, why not? A5. Knight G1. Showing some creativity at the very least. Knight B6, intending B4. Also intending bishop E4. Which is probably an even more pressing issue for him. Yeah, I'll give that check. Why not? E5, exploiting the pin. Just take on D4, bishop F6. Knight DC3, Queen C3, Knight A4 or B4 is mates. Don't even have to take his rook. No, that was not his best game. Or, well, I'm assuming he's gonna resign, so that's why I'm saying it. Okay, let me play 2 more and then I'll be off. It's been a long session already. It's been a really long session. Okay, there we go. The next Carlsen has now come to his or her senses. And, well, here's Fabian Schemmel. He was actually born in 2008. Maybe he is going to be the next Carlsen. But is it going to be the next Henrik Carlsen, maybe? Who knows? Okay, I'm gonna give him the same treatment. The Scandinavian. Let's see if he's come up with some brilliant new ideas. Seems to be playing confidently. Now, bishop B3 is too passive. This cannot trouble me. He's got a solid position. There's nothing inherently wrong with this play, but yeah, once again, it's just too passive to give me any problems. And I think in such positions, black is fine long term, so he has to come up with short term solutions in order to prove his advantage. Otherwise, black is just going to be doing well positionally. Yeah, take on G2. C5 is coming. It's all very pleasant. Queen B7 was more precise than C5 next, because I know I have to take back with something. That was a bit sloppy. It would certainly have been better to give the check first. But I'm still a bit better. In that sense, no worries. Rook D8. Didn't seem to me that he was going to prevent knight bishop C3, so I decided to wait one more move. So I can check, then take on F3, take on C3, but I think I'll just rather take immediately. And no, now I have the safer king, which regular listeners to this show will know that I appreciate greatly. It's not so easy to exploit my advantage though, because he is gonna try and exchange everything on the d file, so that's why I'm doing this. It's probably stupid, but at least now I take back with the queen and I win the only open file on the board, which should give me a stable advantage. But he's playing very well so far. After an opening where he played a bit too passively, he's done very, very well to exchange pieces and alleviate the pressure. And he's only a little bit worse now. But yeah, I guess I jinxed him because he just blundered a pawn. Queen g2. I could just have taken it also and then rook d2, winning the rook ending. But yeah, I saw queen e5 winning a pawn and I didn't look any further. Take, change. Now with 2 pawns up and the queen ending, shouldn't be too difficult. Yeah, just gonna push those pawns. Could also go queen f5 or g6 or whatever. This pawn is not going to be stopped too easily. And why not just exchange queens while we're at it? Creating another pass pawn, or just queening the pass pawn that I have. Okay, so there we go. Last one, Mareko, I played before. Hello, nice to meet you. Yeah, why not? Hello, nice to meet you. It's gonna be the last game of today. So better make it a good one. Let's see if I get another Scandinavian here. I'm so excited to be playing these positions. I'm gonna start playing it in classical pretty soon. This is the new rat, by the way. The rat is no more. It's now the Scandinavian with queen b6. a6. Let's see what he's got. Maybe this b5 move was a bit dubious after bishop g5. Could have played something more sensible there. But okay. Shouldn't be too bad, unless some d5 stuff is breaking through, but I don't think so. I can just take it. Okay, so knight d4, I think I was going queen d5. So, unless he's winning immediately, which I don't see how, I think my position is pretty okay. It's a bit scary to castle into a potential attack, but I don't think there's too much danger. Ooh, maybe d5? Now I'm for sure pretty safe. Did I get knight d5? I have a difficult decision in case of knight takes d5. I can go bishop g5, but also bishop d5 has some merits. So bishop g5, thing I'm worried about is, well, first of all, there's queen h5, sort of forcing h6, which I'm not really crazy about. And also, if he goes to e3, the knight goes to e4, and I'm not really sure that my bishop is actually better. So I think I'm just going to take the bishop instead. f4. Okay. c5 maybe? Maybe c5 is a positional mistake. It could be a positional mistake. I'm not sure I can explain you why, but I feel like it may be a positional mistake. Maybe it isn't. Maybe I'm going crazy. Wouldn't be the first time. Rook f1? What are you doing? You're at such a nice position. Now you're ruining it by... Rook e8 looks a bit strange. Not going with the other rook, but I thought somehow in these lines protecting f7 is quite useful. Now I'm just a safe pawn up. I don't understand what he was doing. Hello, nice to meet you. I would say, hello, nice to take your pawn, sir. Yeah, the taste is very good. I like the taste of pawns. Scent of a woman and a taste of a pawn. Okay. This should be a technical matter at this point. Queen d4, I guess. Could have exchanged queens with queen d3, e3 as well, but I didn't see any reason to do that. Rook to e1, now I should have a decisive attack. Queen d5. And hello, nice to beat you in the last game. To finish with mate. Okay, that's gonna be it, folks. I think it was a good session, long one. Some good games, some bad games. I think I made only one draw against Sebastian.